Developing innovative cell and gene therapies is a long process that consists of different stages. Throughout this process, it is important that the organizations developing such therapies follow and respect what we know as good clinical practices. Today, we will be talking with Mirka Tikkanen, Clinical Project Manager at Aurealis Therapeutics. Hi Mirka.
Hi Ede.
So Mirka in Aurealis is our Clinical Project Manager. However, outside of work, she is the mother of 3 teenagers. She also enjoys spending her time with her family, with her friends. She likes to eat good food, also spend her time in the nature and go ice swimming. In today's interview, we're gonna be learning more about Mirka's journey up until the point that she started working at Aurealis and what she has done during this time with us. And also we will learn and understand the importance of good clinical practices. So without any further ado, let's just get started. So my first question for you, Mirka, would be, could you please tell us a little bit more about your journey from the beginning up until getting your position as Clinical Project Manager?
Sure. I think my journey is quite a typical one. I graduated as a registered nurse in 1999, and I started to work as a surgical nurse in local university hospital here in Kuopio. And same time I had a courses in university relating to clinical trials. And point of those lessons were how nurses' point of view is needed when clinical trial is designed, conducted and documented. These studies gave me good basic knowledge about the GCP, good clinical practice, and GMP, good manufacturing practice. These both are international quality standards when performing clinical trials. After I have completed my lessons, I started to work for clinical research organization, CRO, as a CRA. My role was to be link between the study clinic and medical company who was the sponsor of the trial. I visited into several hospitals to verify how the data is collected, how it's documented, that the patients have signed informed consent forms before any trial-related assessments are done, and so on.
And what was the thing that you enjoyed the most about that part of your career?
Well, because I was working for CRO, I think it was privilege to have different kind of assignments, to see different kind of study protocols with different kind of study population, different kind of study clinics, and so on. I worked for CRO almost 18 years. I was promoted to clinical project manager at that time, meaning that I get more responsibility, overview the studies and train the CRAs and do the submissions and overview the budget. But CRO is organization which is contracted by the medical company. And at some stage I started to think that it would be nice to work directly to the medical company. And a friend of mine sent me a message that Aurealis is looking for clinical project manager. So I sent my application, I was interviewed, I was hired, and I joined this company in January 2019 when all the startup activities for phase 1 study were running. So I could say that I jumped in moving train with the good support, I have to say.
That's so beautiful. So you just jump into the action and just got started.
Yeah.
So now that you have arrived to this point, could you please tell us how has your journey supported you in your current role as clinical project manager?
Well, I think that my background as a nurse gave me good understanding of environment where doctors, nurses, pharmacists and laboratories are working, how patients are seen, treated and how everything is documented. It was really important to understand that the most in the cases study team has to run their normal clinical practice and beyond that they handle clinical trial. And study design cannot be too burden for the subjects who can have severe medical conditions. When clinical study is designed, it's very important to understand what is happening in practice and how doctor, nurses, pharmacists and all team members need to be aware of their roles. They need to be aware when the subject is coming to sites, what kind of assessments needs to be done, what are the timelines, how this visit should be documented, what is requirement of the clinical study protocol and what is the requirement of the GCP. They should have a sufficient time to discuss with the study monitor about the study. They should make sure that the study monitor have access to verify the data according to the GCP requirements, and it's important we as a sponsor that we get a good overview what is happening in the clinic. I have always said that I'm a practical person, and as a former nurse and study monitor, I have learned how many aspects sponsor, investigator, study team, CRO and other vendors should take account before enrollment of the study can start.
Thank you very much, Mirka. Now, last but not least, I would really like to ask you, what is it that you enjoy the most about your work?
Well, we are living very exciting time here now in Aurealis. We have completed recruitment for phase 1 study, and we have started to write clinical study protocol for phase 2 study as well. And next step will be that we will initiate clinical sites in Italy, Germany and in Poland, perhaps other countries as well. Let's see. And for some reason, during my whole career, I have really enjoyed this part of the project when everything is new and startup activities are ongoing, when we write the clinical study protocol, when we write the patient information sheet, making the contracts, evaluating the budget, evaluating the vendors and generating the database, and make sure that all documents are available for the authorities for their review.
Absolutely, because let's remember that the first time that you started working at Aurealis, you literally jump in the middle of the phase 1, and now you actually get the chance to be in the whole process from the beginning, which is so exciting. I can just imagine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this interview, Mirka. It has been super insightful. I hope that now we not only know better who Mirka is and what is it that she does, but also we get a very, very beautiful insight into what happens behind the organizations that are developing new biotechnology. So with this, we conclude the second interview of the Aurealis Therapeutics Team Interviews. If you like this, please make sure to click on the like button, and we will see you in our next interview.